What's up, guys, and welcome back to another video on this channel. I want to say thank you so much for the recent support. Honestly, the views have been going up and the traction's been really good. I really appreciate that. And so today we got a big topic to talk about, and that is the signing of Connor McDavid, the extension for the Edmonton Oilers. A very interesting, a very unfamiliar extension for the league as a whole, and we're here to talk about it today. There's a lot to get into, so let's get right into it. McDavid signs an Edmonton Oilers extension for 2 years, $12.5 million per year. There's no debate he took a huge pay cut in these 2 years. He's not even the highest paid player before Kaprizov signs. You know, that goes to show how much he really wants to win in Edmonton. I have to give him a lot of credit for that. But only 2 years on the deal. That's a very interesting point. We have to talk about it. A 2-year extension for Connor McDavid means that he is signed for this upcoming season and the 2 seasons after that. So why would he sign a short-term extension with the Oilers at such a pay cut? Well, to me, it seems pretty obvious in the fact that he wants to win now, and he gave himself a window to win in Edmonton. It's kind of similar to the Austin Matthews contract that was signed a few years ago, albeit the pay is different, but the fact that it was a superstar signing a 4-year deal rather than a typical 7-8 year deal, because they want to win in their current team, and maybe, you never know, but hopefully, given this jersey here, I hope he sticks around, but you never know with Matthews. If the Leafs don't manage to win in this 4-year extension window for him, maybe he jumps ship and goes somewhere else. Same thing with Connor McDavid, right? He could be leaving after these 2 years, you never know, but for now, he is taking a pay cut and a 2-year deal to make sure he gets the absolute best chance to win Edmonton. I think every fan has to give a lot of credit for that. This is a very unfamiliar and kind of unique contract for a superstar to sign, because it's very rare they don't cash in for the whole 7-8 years. We just saw with Kirill Kaprizov signing a 7-year, or maybe it was 8-year, $17 million per year contract. Connor McDavid could have got an 8-year deal at upwards of $17 million, maybe 18, 19, 20, but he chose to take a pay cut, stay with his team, and give him the best opportunity to win in the short-term window, which I think is very commendable, like I said. Now, maybe Oilers fans, I'm actually curious as to how you would feel about this contract extension that Connor McDavid signed, because I'm sure every single one of you guys would have wanted a 7 or 8 year extension, or at least, 5 or 6 years, but 2 years, that's 3 more years total with McDavid on the team, guaranteed. And how does that make you feel as fans? I think he's doing a great job of giving himself a window to win in the team, but does that mean that he'll be moving on after this contract is done? I'm not entirely sure. All I know is that it's a very interesting deal for a superstar to sign, like I said, and I wonder how the fans are feeling about it. As a Leafs fan, when I saw the news, I was pretty devastated that, he wasn't going to be able to come to the Leafs next season. Obviously, like I said with the last video, I'm very biased and it's like a dream, But, me and other teams are probably thinking, okay, he gave himself 3 more years, including this year, to win Edmonton. What's next after that? And a lot of teams, not just the Leafs, were monitoring with a situation with Connor McDavid in 2 years, right? To see what he's going to be doing after that, with his next extension. Because he knows he'll have to cash in at some point, getting that plus of $17, $18 million, or above contract, and that'll be his next contract probably after these 2 years, 2 to 3 years. And so, where will it be? Will it be in Edmonton? Will it be elsewhere? I don't really know what's going to happen. But all I know is that Edmonton is very lucky they got a great player locked down in a team that he loves to play for, the captain, and they're going to continue to be a contender for the next 3 years as long as him and Leon Draisaitl stay there. Unfortunately, the extension was absolutely terrible timing for me, as I just 4 days ago uploaded that video of McDavid to the Leafs. So that was definitely a shame. But like I said, a lot of teams will be monitoring the fact that it's only a 2-year contract, and it's very interesting that he signed just that. But to me, that's the most interesting part of the deal. That, and of course, the cap hit being significantly lower than someone like Kaprizov. Even Draisaitl making more money than him is very interesting to me. I think McDavid seems to be a true winner, a true team player. Type of player everyone wants in their team, and Edmonton's lucky they got him, and hopefully, for his sake, I hope he can win a cup there, but if not, come to the Leafs and we'll see what happens, So, the Oilers finally got confirmation on McDavid. What do you think is going to happen next season with them? Will there be a successful season for the Oilers this year and the next 2 seasons after that? Will we be able to finally jump over the scale they haven't been able to get to and win the Stanley Cup? Or will they be still struggling in that regard in the playoffs when it comes to the finals and crunch time? Let me know what you think in the comment section. I'm really hoping for the best for Connor McDavid. I am a big fan of his. I think most Canadians are at this point. He's been such an important asset to us, in the national team. Also just a great player, great guy. Shout out to Connor McDavid. But thanks so much for watching this video today. I really appreciate all your support recently. But continue to drop the support. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much, and take care.